Welcome back to TN5. We're missing my partner in crime today, Jim Black, but we want to talk to you about the housing market and see how it is. We created something pretty cool over the last few months and we keep tweaking it. But this is what it looks like. It's a housing crash risk assessment, and we've added a mess load of data. I'm going to show you what it is. But in essence, it takes up all of the points that are happening in different states and different cities, and then it gives a grade. And you can see right there, it looks like it's right in the middle, caution, cooling, elevated risk. But let's take a look at what this looks like and then maybe compare some of these things. Obviously, the rates haven't been that great. The mortgage rates, this is as of yesterday from Mortgage News Daily, and they're spiking up a little bit and they're remaining in the 6.5 range. That's on average. The thing that has surprised us, though, which is the probably the biggest challenge for the market right now, why prices aren't going down, is that the inventory still remains really low. And if we take a look at inventory here, this is the 30-year mark. We can go by state too, but the 30-year mark, we go back to 2005 when we were at a peak there. 7 million homes sold, right? That's crazy. And then all of a sudden it rocketed down to 4.9, 4.26 to 2010, 11. Those were tough years. Not as much was selling. And then it went back up and look what happened during COVID, right? 6.12. And then now look where we're at. 3.98. And things haven't crashed. So the challenge is just homes aren't selling this away because people are staying on them. Because if we look at rates and we compare both, well, 2021, the rate was at 2.96%, right? It's the same story we all know. But what I want you to follow, because this is how we're going to be able to tell where the market is heading. What I want you to follow is the CPI inflation. I want you to follow, there's another one here. I put up a lot of stuff here. The month's supply of homes, these are new, this is new construction, right? So you know that's been a little bit high. The 10-year Treasury yield that tells you the story of where interest rates are going, right? And the Fed rate as well, which is 3.64. But that all ties to how the economy is. So this is why I go back to the CPI inflation and the shelter CPI. If we take a look at inflation, obviously during the height of COVID, inflation was super high, it was at 8%. And then it dropped down and then it's heading back up here. Things are getting, things I think maybe getting a little bit out of hand, but that's why we have to keep a look at the inflation. And number two, we have to keep a track of unemployment. And that's where I'm trying to find it for you because we've got so many amazing things here, which probably is at the bottom. But when you look at unemployment and you look at where it's at, and you look at CPI, they can then tell you a story. Because if things are getting tougher because of AI or because of whatever is happening in our economy, and people are having a harder time getting a job, then how the hell are they going to afford to buy a home? Especially if inflation is going up where things cost more, but you're still making the same amount of money. And on top of that, you want to layer in, let me go back to that chart, but you want to layer in things like the war in Iran and challenges that we're having with oil going up. I want to show you that really quick, and then we'll wrap up. But when you look at all of these things that are important for us to pay attention to, this is why I made this chart. So there's oil, and you look at where it was 2020, what was it 39 cents a barrel? I'm sorry, $39 a barrel. Went up to 94 and then shot back down, but then now we just broke 100, $102 a barrel. And that causes a problem throughout our whole country because things get more expensive to bring from one place to another, like all of the housing materials, right? And then for us real estate agents, showing property, everything gets more expensive. So we have to take a look at all of these things put together. And then on top of that, You have to keep an eye on foreclosure filings. How have they been overall? And you know that ATTOM just reported, and I don't have it here because this one hasn't updated, but ATTOM, ATTOM, just reported that there's a jump in foreclosures, specifically those with FHA loans. And now it's not a big jump because we take a look at just overall, if we're even up to March 2026, right? The height where everything was crashing, we're still really low in comparison. But again, these are leading indicators that we have to pay attention to. So with that, I need you to pay attention to all of these little things because it does tell you a story, and that's what we're here for. Anyway, tune in next week, about 10 minutes every time. Have an awesome day.